All right, hey, this week's Creative Loafing segment, pretty interesting. It involves charity, it involves journalism, it involves a local band. Welcome back. All right, hey, this week's Creative Loafing segment, pretty interesting. It involves charity, it involves journalism, it involves a local band.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on here.
And an amazing cause. And basically, this is a story that's going to unfold by our variety of guests today. So Leilani Polk from Creative Loafing is with us.
Wave your hand. There's Leilani.
Julian Hernandez, who won a contest, the Creative Loafing Holiday Auction, to do a story with his favorite band.
The budding journalist.
Paul Wilson, who's a member of the Wilson Van, and Lorraine Yaslowitz, who is representing the Gold Shield Foundation today, and the widow of Jeffrey Yaslowitz, who is a fallen officer here in the Bay Area. And we're going to explain how everybody works together here in the most amazing way. And Leilani, this is going to start with you,
yes.
Because you are obviously our creative loafing representative.
Yes,
so how did Julian come to be the choice to interview the Wilson Band?
He requested it. We have a holiday auction every year. We come on here and talk about it.
He wrote the biggest check.
He wrote the biggest check
Yeah.
for the Interview Your Favorite Band.
There you go.
Interview Your Favorite Band is one of the things we auction off for music. Of course, we do say we don't know if we can get the interview. We hope that they would do it because it's for charity. This is how it worked out. We reached out to Patrick Wilson's people, and we saw that they were playing this charity day, and we're like, this seems like a perfect match.
And the guys are playing the fundraiser to benefit fallen officers.
Yeah.
And so you have interviewed all members of?
I just got to interview his brother Patrick.
Okay.
I'm available later.
This is a perfect opportunity to make this happen here. But so then, Julian, how did it come to be then that you did make contact with Patrick then originally?
Well, like I was spending time trying to figure out what band I wanted to interview, and then when I realized that the Wilson band was coming, when you guys were coming, and I knew that you guys were from here, I figured that would be the best thing, just because I know they're brothers that play, and that's kind of how I started playing guitar, was like with my brother, because my brother played. And then it's for charity, and then it's like, I don't know, it just felt like a good familial thing that I could like also be a part of and ask questions about, and so I thought it was the best thing that I could do.
So the interview is actually printed in this week's Creative Loafing, the text of the phone interview,
right.
With Patrick.
Part of it.
But part of it. Yeah. They took out all the dirty stuff.
They talked for a very long time. It was, from what I could tell, being a reporter, listening to his interview, it was really good. I mean, it was a really good, like, lively conversation.
The interesting question, one of the interesting questions I thought you asked, though, was how you guys, Paul, find time to practice and rehearse. I mean, you all live in different locations.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Well, we don't practice. We don't rehearse.
Well, until the night before the gig, he said.
Well, yeah, and that's usually, what are we going to do? You know, what songs do we want to do? We've had, I will tell you this, we've written some really good songs. Mark is quite the musician, obviously, and we have been voice memoing back and forth. And Patrick he's in New Orleans, he was in New Jersey, he was in Poland. So we'd write a little lyric or sing a little hooky part of a song, send it, then we'd send it back to each other and kind of tweak it. And so the voice memo is how we've been recording.
That's amazing.
Rehearsing for technology,
That is
right?
amazing.
So this is what I've been picturing in my head. Tell me if I'm getting this right, because I didn't get the opportunity to read Julian's article yet. The Wilson van. I'm picturing you guys all in a van together, like growing up as kids, like making noise together, and your parents being like, you guys should be a band.
Yeah, it's not that dramatic. I mean, that's much, maybe we'll add that for the book. No, when we first started, it was for Mark's 40th birthday. And, you know, it kind of started out as, you know, what Van Halen
So this was like
songs?
20 years ago.
Just yesterday.
Oh,
in
okay.
fact. And so Patrick and I were like, what kind of songs can you play, you know, completely? And Mark's like, well, all of them, of course. So then it was like, and he kind of figured out what we were doing, because we wanted to have just a guitar at a bar somewhere and have him just, hey, Mark Wilson, and do his, you know, crazy. And then it turned into, learn this song, Paul, learn this song, Patrick. And then we had this concert in St. Pete, and a bunch of our friends showed up, and we just were like, this is kind of fun. And then it turned into, hey, why don't we do this for charity? And with Patrick's career, it's been hard to be together and do this more often. But when we do, it's very special.
And Lorraine, pretty cool to have the community come together. I mean, not just some local celebrities, but I mean everybody coming together because of the terrible thing that happened to your husband. But this has got to make you feel good when everybody bands together and just has a night of fun, and it's all for a great cause.
And there's so many different types of honorable events that have been done, in honor of our officers. But this is one of the upsides. It's fun. Mark reached out to me to ask him to do some things for the Gold, because he had talked to the Gold Shield president, said reach out to Lorraine, she's done some stuff for us. So I owe them everything. I mean, they're an amazing organization that's going to pay for our children's college funds. It's paying for my master's right now, so it's an awesome.
What are you studying?
Education, reading. I'm getting my master's in reading, so I can eventually move on to teach college and out of the classroom of the little ones and the big ones.
How important is it to have a fund like this that you're able to draw from as a family of an officer or a fire rescue or something like that? I mean, it seems like just knowing that there's that support there must feel so much better.
Oh, yeah, it's not just financially, but just the whole emotion of it, the effect of it, just that there's people that care out there that see the sacrifice and they want to do something not just to make us feel good, but to really actually help us on this earth with financial concerns. So
this incredible story here coming full circle, you can see the Wilson Van and be a part of giving back to Gold Shield this weekend, and it's going to be Saturday at Club Detroit, which this is so cool because you guys are like the opening band for the reopening of Club Detroit, the rechristening, if you will. And I believe we have a graphic we want to put up on the screen for everybody so that you have the information. There you go. So tickets are $20, and you can go to Ticketmaster.com to get those, but I encourage you to also go to thewilsonvan.com. It's a great website, and you can learn more about the van there, and you can also pick up your tickets. There's a direct link.
And we cannot end the segment until Paul stands up and shows everyone his pants.
Are you ready?
He's got his crazy TV pants on.
Well, they're Patrick's drapes. And I'll take those.